Good morning, dears. Hope you all are fine. Is it? Okay. In first chapter, we are studying about life processes. Among life processes, we discussed nutrition and respiration. Today, we have to discuss on transportation. Transportation in human beings. Transportation in human beings. What is transportation? Transportation is movement of materials from one place to another place. Movement of materials from one place to another place is called transportation. In living organisms' body also there is transportation. What will be transported? There are different substances in living organisms to transport from place to place, like food materials, excretory materials, hormones, etc. These materials will be transported or taken from one place to another place. Can we see transportation in all living organisms? Yes, there is transportation in all living organisms' body, but in different organisms it will be in different types. Now, we have to discuss on transportation in human beings. Transportation in human beings. In human beings, transportation is done by circulatory system. Circulatory system. What are the components of this transport system in human beings? What are the components of this transport system in human beings? There are mainly two components. One is blood vascular system. Blood vascular system. And the other one is lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. So human transport system or circulatory system consists of how many components? Two components. One is blood vascular system and the other is lymphatic system. Blood vascular system and lymphatic system. In blood vascular system, there are different components like blood, blood vessels and heart. Blood, blood vessels and heart. Blood. In 9th standard, you might have learned blood is the connective tissue or it is the liquid tissue in our body. It is a connective tissue or it is the liquid tissue in our body. And this blood transports materials like hormones, excretory materials, nutrients, etc. from one place to another place. And in the blood, there is plasma. Plasma is a liquid part in the blood. Plasma is a liquid part in the blood. This plasma takes these materials from place to place. And also in the blood, we can see some cells. And these cells are called the blood cells. Blood cells. And mainly there are red blood cells RBC, white blood cells WBC and platelets. RBC, WBC and platelets. Blood consists of RBC, WBC and platelets. Then here RBC transport oxygen as oxyhemoglobin. We studied before. RBC transports oxygen as oxyhemoglobin. Then what about white blood cells? White blood cells are protecting our body from the attack of germs. WBC protecting our body from the attack of germs, microbial germs. Then platelets, blood platelets. They help for clotting of blood. Platelets help for blood clotting. Then blood vessels are present. In blood vascular system, there are blood vessels. And mainly there are three types of blood vessels. One arteries. One type arteries. The second one veins and capillaries also. Arteries, veins and capillaries. These arteries, they take blood from heart to different body parts. Arteries carry oxygenated blood. Commonly we say pure blood, oxygenated blood. Arteries carry or take away blood from heart to all parts of body except pulmonary artery. Is it? Except pulmonary artery. Then what about veins? Just opposite function. Veins. Veins collect impure blood. Impure blood means deoxygenated blood from different parts of body to heart. From different parts of body, from various parts of body, they collect deoxygenated blood. It means carbon dioxide rich blood, deoxygenated blood, impure blood. They collect from different parts of body and take back to heart. Okay, arteries and veins. Then the capillaries. These capillaries are small blood vessels, very small blood vessels, and they take blood to different cells. Or we can say capillaries help for exchange of materials between blood and living cells. Between blood and living cells, the exchange of materials will be taken place by capillaries. Okay, blood vascular system. Then, in the transport system, one more type is there, lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. The lymphatic system consists of lymph and lymph vessels. Lymph and lymph vessels. And this lymph flows through lymph vessels. Blood flows through blood vessels. Like that, lymph flows through lymph vessels. And what is lymph? Lymph is the liquid tissue. Lymph is the liquid tissue, and lymph vessels will carry this lymph from one place to another place. So we will study more about lymph vessels and lymph later. Okay, about lymphatic system we have to study now itself. So now you might have got an idea about human circulatory system. So human circulatory system has mainly two components, blood vascular system and lymphatic system. Then the parts of blood vascular system and the parts of lymphatic system you have to keep in your mind. And here in the blood vascular system, the main organ, our heart. Is it? The main organ, our heart. We have to study more about heart, because heart is an important organ. Where is our heart located? Yes, it is located in the thoracic region, in the chest region, in the thoracic region. It means above diaphragm. Above diaphragm. And it is protected by rib cage, rib cover, ribs cover. Rib cage is protecting the heart. Not only heart, lungs are also situated in the thoracic region. So ribs are protecting both heart and lungs. These two organs are very important organs. So heart is situated in the thoracic region, just above the diaphragm, protected by ribs. Rib cage, situated in rib cage. Then what is the size of our heart? Yes, commonly we say our heart is as much as the size of our fist. Our heart is as much as the size of our fist. Then this heart is important organ. I said it is very important organ. So it has one more protection. It is protected by one more layer. And this layer is called pericardium. Pericardium. There is one lining around the heart. One protective lining around the heart. That lining is called pericardium. And this pericardium is double layered. This lining is double layered. And in between these two layers, there is one fluid filled, pericardial fluid. And this pericardial fluid is protecting our heart from any mechanical injury or shock, etc. Because more protection. Of course, rib cage is protecting. Along with this protection, it is getting protection by pericardium and pericardial fluid, etc. So, it is very important organ. That's why it is protected, or it is kept in our body very safely. Okay. Then now, we have to know the structure of heart with all parts. The cross section, you can watch one picture which shows the cross sectional view of heart, and we have to know all internal parts of heart. Okay. Now let us see the structure of human heart. Human heart is a conical muscular organ situated in thoracic cavity, slightly tilted towards left. It is reddish brown in color with a size of our fist. Can you say the weight of heart? In man, it is about 300 gram, whereas in women, it may be nearly 250 gram. Human heart has 4 chambers. 2 upper chambers called atria or auricles and 2 lower chambers called ventricles. These are atria. The upper chambers are called atria and lower chambers are called ventricles. Ventricles are larger and thick walls than atria. Ventricles are larger in size. Ventricles are larger in size and their walls are thicker than atrial walls. The right and left sides of the heart are separated by auriculoventricular septum. The right side and left side of the heart are separated by auriculoventricular septum. The side of atria and the side of ventricles, they are separated, and this is that separation. In between left side and right side there is separation. Septum means dividing wall. Auricular septum is in between auricles and ventricular septum is in between ventricles. What is the use of this septum? This is to prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood should not be mixed together. This septum prevents this mixing. Oxygenated blood flows through left side of the heart, whereas deoxygenated blood flows through right side of heart. Where is left side? Which is left side of heart? When we stand before heart, our left side is the left side of this heart. See, suppose you are standing before the picture and your left side will be the left side of this heart. Okay. In the picture, red color shows left side and blue color shows right side. The upper and lower parts of heart are also separated, but there are walls in between. See, the upper side and lower side. Here also there is separation, but at this region we can see walls. These walls allow the flow of blood only in one direction. These walls prevent the backflow of blood. Okay, these walls prevent the backflow of blood. They prevent the backflow of blood from ventricles to auricles. They allow only the movement of blood only in one direction. Okay. Now let us see the working of heart. Right side. Here is right side. On the right side, you can see vena cava, lower part, and vena cava, upper part. And these are two veins. They collect blood from different parts of our body. They collect blood from what blood? Deoxygenated blood. These vena cava from lower part and vena cava from upper part. These two vena cavas collect deoxygenated blood from different body parts. This vena cava collects deoxygenated from lower parts of our body, and upper vena cava collects deoxygenated blood from upper parts of our body. Then what will happen? They supply this deoxygenated blood into right atrium. For that, right atrium expands. to receive blood, right atrium expands. And again from right atrium, the blood flows into right ventricle. This deoxygenated blood reaches into right ventricle. So that time what will happen? The right atrium contracts and right ventricle expands. So blood will be flowing into the right ventricle. What blood? Deoxygenated blood. And this deoxygenated blood needs purification. For that purpose, they are going to the lungs. For purification, deoxygenated blood is sent to lungs through pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. See here in the picture you can see pulmonary artery. This arrow indicates the movement of blood towards lungs. The blood, deoxygenated blood is moving to the lungs for purification through pulmonary artery. Here you can see two pulmonary arteries. So it will be supplied to lungs for purification. Okay. So on the right side what happens? Vena cava collects deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body and reaches in right atrium. From right atrium, right ventricle receives, and from right ventricle, which passes to the lungs for purification through pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery carries impure blood or deoxygenated blood. Okay. So again, from lungs, after purification, the oxygenated blood. Purification is over. It means oxygen mixes with the blood. So oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood comes back to heart again through pulmonary vein. Through pulmonary vein, pure blood or oxygenated blood reaches on the left side. Left side. It means in the left atrium. In the left atrium. So for that purpose, left atrium dilates. It means expanding, receiving blood from pulmonary vein. So for this purpose, left atrium expands. Blood reached in left atrium. And again from left atrium, the blood reaches in left ventricle. So for that purpose, the left atrium contracts and left ventricle expands. The blood will be flowing into the left ventricle. Then from left ventricle, you can see one aorta. See? Aorta, red in color, aorta. And through this aorta, the oxygenated blood will be supplied to different body parts. Okay. From left ventricle, aorta receives oxygenated blood and supplied to different body parts. Okay. So, right side always contains deoxygenated blood, whereas left side always contains oxygenated blood. Okay. And here you have to understand pulmonary artery always carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Pulmonary vein always carry pure blood or oxygenated blood from lungs to heart. And also, before we discussed that the ventricular walls are thicker. The walls of ventricles are thicker. What may be the reason? To supply. Ventricles are supplying blood to different body parts. See, atrium only receiving blood. Here, this right atrium receives blood from veins. And here, left atrium receives blood from pulmonary vein. So, they only receives. Later, the blood reaches in ventricles and from ventricles it will be supplied. See, that is why here the walls are thicker, so that more pressure will be created here. So the walls will be thicker than atrial walls. And also here you can see walls, see, opening. And these walls prevent the backflow of blood. From ventricles, the blood should not be moved back. And here also, from ventricles, the blood should not be moved back. So walls allow only one side movement. Okay, the blood flows only in one direction, which will prevent the backflow of blood. Walls. Here you can see walls. So septum. This septum will not allow the mixing of both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay. So in the picture you can see two atria, two ventricles, pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, aorta, vena cava from upper part, vena cava from lower part, and also you can see valves. Okay, is it clear?